Welcome to freeyourtruenature.com, seeing you through significant change, challenge, and choice. My name is Murray McEachern, and I am your guide. The purpose of my life's work and its many dimensions, introduced here at the site, is to guide your deeper understanding, cum-faith, cum-trust in your true nature, the very source of your freedom from all that is held back, the highest and deepest in you, or you and your organization, given the context of your visit. It's time to embrace a new way. Have you ever been unclear about your direction, about your way forward, about who you're going to be? Ever been disillusioned about what's going on in the world around you, unsettled by all the significant change, weighed down by all the challenges, uncertain in the face of the choices before you? I know I have. Some of those experiences, I admit, have really gotten to me, and I found myself in some pretty dark places. It goes without saying that we live during a time of significant, extraordinary change, challenge, and choice. Surely you've noticed the way we're living? It's not been working very well for a good while, and it's all seemingly coming to a head. There's been what I refer to as an inversion going on for as long as I've been around, though I didn't start becoming aware of what this meant until I was about 35, the cusp of midlife. For me now, over 20 years ago. What is an inversion, you may ask? An inversion happens when what is lowest in us as humans, that within us that is our dark, driven by fear, overshadows that which is highest in us as humans, that within us that is our light, led by faith. Here's some examples of inversions that may ring familiar to you. I'll share them with you slowly so you can give each of them a moment of your consideration. Head over heart. Mind over soul, growth over sustainability, control over empowerment, entitlement over gratitude, selling over serving, apathy over empathy, indifference over caring, taking over giving, hate over love, I over we, me over you. Each and all examples, I contend, of times when our false nature reigns over our true nature. An inversion takes place when the difference we innately want to make as humans and the meaning we innately want to create, both essential qualities of humanity's true nature, in my view, is superseded by the money we want to generate, the material we want to accumulate, and the sense of control we try to fabricate. Money-making usurps difference-making and meaning-making as our primary driver. The derivative common to all inversions? Fear. We fear what will come of us if we don't have or make enough money. We fear that the road to actually making our unique difference in the world is paved with poverty and lack. We fear that the pursuit of deep meaning, especially in our livelihood, is fanciful and idealistic. We fear that elevating difference-making and meaning-making over our money-making will necessarily result in us not having enough money to meet our needs, and certainly not our wants. Our fears have many faces: stress, worry, dread, anxiety, panic, bitterness, resentment, anger, distrust. This a mere sample size of the multitude of negative energies that sink us into the inverted world of impossibility. The opportunity before us to difference make, meaning make, and money make in this relative order of importance, where life's real riches and life's aliveness can be found, foregone, lost in the swell of our fears. Having been brought up on capitalism, materialism, control, the profit growth obsession, and the fear bred of having something that in time so often becomes the fear of never having enough or having someone take it away, I've witnessed firsthand inversions and how our dark can rule over our light. And like all of us, if we'll just be honest with ourselves, I've had my own regrettable inversion episodes. And here's the thing. The money making beyond meeting our actual needs and a reasonable degree of our wants doesn't, can't, won't sustain our spirits. Money making at the expense of making our unique difference? Money making at the expense of creating deep meaning in our lives will gradually, inevitably cost us the health of our spirit. And a broken spirit foreshadows mental, emotional, and physical illness. Our inversion will not sustain our spirits because there are these truer difference-making and meaning-making parts of us, deeply human, that become malnourished in the process when left out and out of order, leaving us with a yearning for their fulfillment, leaving us estranged from the true nature of them in us. Yes, inversions are this far-reaching. It bears emphasizing that this is not to suggest that there is anything inherently wrong with money making or having wants. Of course, we all have them. Money making is practical and helpful. It is a key enabler. Money making can also stimulate our difference making and our meaning making. It's typically during midlife, that 30-year span between 35 and 65, as we grow to sense something in us is changing, that our inversions, as the expression goes, come home to roost. That is, having elevated our money-making over difference-making and meaning-making, generally for quite some time by then, this way of life we have been living leaves us feeling hollow and incomplete. These sensations over time giving cause to spreading inner discomforts, dissatisfactions, disillusionments. Our disengagement then not being far behind in different ways at different levels, as in disengaging from our work, or disengaging from being attentive to our health, or disengaging from one or more of our closest relationships, or worse still, disengaging from our caring, our hope, our optimism, our confidence in our and humanity's highest possibilities. The impacts of our disengagement can be felt and witnessed in our careers, in our businesses, in our organizations, in our communities, in our families, in our relationships, and unmistakably in ourselves. All we need to do is bring awareness to our experience for us to see this in ourselves. Until then, though we may not realize it, we have ourselves a wounded spirit. The wounding perpetuating as long as our deeper difference-making and meaning-making needs remain unmet and unaddressed. And with a wounded spirit, we have a lot less than the best of ourselves to give to our work, to give to our most precious relationships, to our lives. We tend to moodiness, short-temperedness, distance, and aloofness, with ill effects on our health inevitably not far behind. And you know why it's not working, this way we're living? And here's where a seemingly dark story turns out to have light shining all over it. It's not working because it's not supposed to, blessedly. Us knowing it's not supposed to by virtue of us feeling so out of sorts with ourselves. And it's when we're out of sorts with ourselves that we are alerted to something being inherently wrong. This is a potent sign we're living from our false nature, and because we don't like it, it is always my hope this causes us to do something about it. So it's not working because it's not supposed to. Because us humans instead are born, each and all of us, of light, love, creativity, and consciousness. Light, love, creativity, and consciousness, I propose, being the very essences of our true nature. And it being the unabated fear, the fear that we won't be okay if we be true to our innate difference-making and innate meaning-making yearnings. It is this fear that estranges us from our glorious true nature, estranges us from our difference-making, estranges us from our meaning-making, estranges us from the money-making that our difference-making and meaning-making can provide, estranging us from the truth of who we really are. It being the development of understanding, faith, and trust in our true nature that will bring us home. This very life experience of ours, all of it as I see it, being about learning to live into our true nature. As we learn to live from our true nature, we source our inner clarity, our innate creativity, and our reserves of courage, then finding our natural way to making our unique difference in this world. Then finding our natural way to living with the deep meaning that comes from deploying the essence of us in the name of this difference. And lo and behold, the resources needed to sustain ourselves from the inside out, including money, appear proportionate to the degree we are living congruent with our true nature. Then, awash with gratitude, we naturally venerate, that is to say, respect and revere all the resources that then flow, surround, and sustain us. For a deeper understanding of what this true nature I speak of is all about, I encourage you to experience my book, Truth and Consequence, available here as a download site. Difference-making, meaning-making, and money-making. In this relative order of importance, essences true to our true nature. The path to eversion, meaning to turn inside out, meaning to course correct this perilous inversion of money-making over difference-making and meaning-making course. We're all on. My life's work is dedicated to guiding and facilitating your understanding faith and trust in your true nature, or you and your organization's true nature given your context, guiding you to freeing your true nature being what my true nature is all about. For seekers who want to learn how to give the highest and deepest of themselves to life, seekers of the liberating truth of themselves, whether they be entrepreneurs, business owners, artists by broad definition, leaders, professionals, all who serve life, or anyone aspiring to any of these worthy vocations. Vocations that hold such great difference-making, meaning-making, and money-making promise. And equally for seekers outside these vocations, seeking the truth of themselves so they too can serve life. Together, you and I, sourcing and cultivating your clarity, creativity, and courage to understand, find faith in, and come to trust in your true nature. Your true nature that encompasses making your unique difference, creating your unique meaning, generating, enabling money in this relative order of importance, venerating your resources all the while, reimagining, reinventing, and revitalizing your spirit in the process. As you break through the changes and challenges that gave rise to your catalytic choice to learn to live into your true nature in the first place. Because my journey is your journey, is our journey in finding our way to having faith over fear in our true nature and to course correcting, everting this inversion that cannot and never will sustain our souls, sustain her humanity, and sustain our planet.